So today we're going to be following Jeffree Star's Going to My Ex's Funeral makeup look. He didn't do it technically, but who gives a shit, honestly. And we're just going to try along. Already off the bat, we do not have the first product, which is his Sicily primer.
I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't have any of these products.
I don't have Jeffree's Androgyny or Beauty Killer palette. I have his Blood Sugar and Thirsty one.
And I'll probably be using my James Charles palette, so.
So first thing we gotta do is prep our skin. And so do primer and stuff.
Yeah. What are you using?
I use the Smashbox Photo Finish priming water. I doubt it does anything, it just feels nice. And I also got it for free with my Smashbox Photo Finish foundation primer.
I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Moisture Lock primer. That's what it looks like.
I got something in my mouth. Also, nobody better come for me for looking ratchet today.
Cause at least we did our hair before we started.
She did my hair because I was like, I'm gonna mess it up.
I also did my hair.
And I don't think I'm gonna use my Smashbox Photo Finish primer today. This one's really good if you can get it. I got it at TJ Maxx for $20 and it came with that primer water. So if you can find it, get it. I got this MAC Prep and Prime one and my Ipsy, I believe. And it works really nice too, and I think it's what I'm gonna use today because your girl's skin dry as hell.
Alright, so they're doing foundation now.
And they're using the La Mer one, and your girl can't afford that. For my concealer, I'm going in with the NYX one. I do like 2 different steps of concealer. I do it for actually concealing, and then I do it for under eye brightening. But I'm using this little Real Techniques sponge and then the NYX full coverage concealer in this little jar just because I thought it was really cute in the jar.
I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation today. Just got this.
Which I have used before, and it does pretty decent for the price. It's like, what, $5-6?
It's like $4.90. So that's like the cheapest foundation I have.
It's the cheapest foundation I've ever seen.
There's not a lot of foundations that have like my color. Like I'm the lightest shade usually, but it's still too orange for me. So not a lot of brands have like a light color that's also a little more neutral than it is warm.
Yeah, and I know a lot of fair people who have that problem where a lot of foundations like don't come in like really pale shades.
It just it's like pale, but also has like an orange undertone usually, and I'm like, that's
they like
horrible.
Like Almay especially, like they have 7 or 8 shades, and they are literally the same shade, just with very slight changes in undertone difference.
Wet n Wild had a lot of different options, which I liked because there's not usually a bunch of variety in the porcelain range, which is where I'm at.
I am in like probably the very low end spectrum of, I wouldn't say medium, but I wouldn't say fair either.
Yeah.
Like a pale Hispanic skin tone. And then for my actual foundation, let's see. I got the Tarte foundation in my Ipsy bag, but I knew fair, if I put fair on there, it would be way too light for me. So I put medium. I'm like, yeah, that should work. No. So I'm gonna use a very little bit. It's the Tarte Amazonian Clay one. I will say it is very nice. It's pretty decent coverage. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. It is definitely more of medium coverage. And I've used a lot. Like I put like a whole like quarter-sized dollop on my hand before and just put it all over.
I've built this one up now at this point, and I say I usually don't like a full coverage. I don't like feeling the weight of it, and I don't want to cover up my everything. So a medium coverage doesn't bother me, but I built this one up a little bit more.
And then it's all gone in my beauty blender because I forgot I cleaned it today. I'm also using one of the newer ones with the Real Techniques. I'll show it closer. You can see it's like a ball, but it's got a point at one side. So it's a little bit weird. Another foundation that's really good is the Maybelline Fit Me one, the dewy one, and the matte one. She uses the dewy, I use the matte, and both of them are pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, I have the dewy one here, and this is the lightest shade, and like I said, it's just way too orange for me. So recently, instead of that, I've started using the Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay, which has like a really big difference in kind of the undertones of them.
Yeah, I will say it's not necessarily that the foundations don't go light enough. They just don't use the right undertones for a lot of them. Because I think you're more neutral.
Yeah, even like a cooler undertone, like that one that I just use is a little pinky, and that's kind of what I am. And
now I'm going in, I use a lot of stuff on my face, I cake it. So if you saw me in person, you'd be able to just like peel off. I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin. They're already going so fast, they're already into highlighting. I'm like,
they're doing
under
concealer for under eye highlight right now. And my typical concealer is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, which I use the lightest shade in.
Oh yeah, my Smashbox one is in 1.0 because that's the only one they had. It's a little fair for me.
I'm gonna wait to put on my concealer because I need to set like almost right after, and I want to be ready when you're ready.
Yeah, and like, she was already, as soon as we started the video, she was like, damn it, Jeffree, because they're not doing their eyes first, and that's how she's used to.
I always do my eye makeup first because I like to put like my whole hand on my face, and I hate putting it on my foundation and stuff.
Listen, I hear so many people say, you gotta do your eyes first, that'll help a lot, and I've tried it so many times. I really have. And yeah, I know it works for a lot of people. I know it works for her too, like especially, but I can't do it. I can't. I will mess up everything else. My face. Okay, so then concealer, yeah. Let me see. So then the other concealer I use, there's two different ones that I usually use. The Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I don't have it on me because I came to realize it is way too yellow for me. So the concealer I actually use now is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus one. It's really cheap. I think it's like $4 or $3. So then for me, highlighting, I like to sometimes just go like right here, just a little bit, straight down the nose, and then I just cake right here. I'd love to use the Tarte Shape Tape, but your girl is on a budget.
That doesn't look even, but you get the point. I'm so excited about recently getting contacts so I don't have to worry about my glasses fucking up everything I do on my face anymore.
I don't have contacts. I can touch my eye, it's fine, but like my insurance don't cover that. And I'm like,
Gotta love adult acne. I'm only 23, but that counts as an adult, right? Should have been done with puberty years ago.
it's adult puberty. Okay, so then I'm gonna get out my other face shit. So I know we're gonna start going into brown.
Puberty. Let's see.
Puberty.
Actually, I really like how the concealer blended out with the Wet n Wild foundation. It doesn't blend out as well with my Maybelline. Okay, so let's do this.
I hate that I haven't done a powder yet, because what I usually do is I will go in with my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation and I will set this all, because your girl got oily skin. And so I'll set that all, and then I'll do like setting powder. And so,
well, I guess, oh, we're doing that stuff now.
Yeah, we have to follow it.
You're right. We should watch it before we do the next.
We should actually, like, you know, pay attention, but you know what? Fuck it. Love you, Jeffree. Oh, God.
Damn, this one's not even.
Can't even see it.
Oh, there we go. Don't judge us.
Honestly, I don't think you judge.
I've never done this before. Maybe I can cover it with it in the process.
Hell yeah. Oh, God. I can feel this chair. I'm sitting on a chair that's like kind of weird. and I can feel like the seat caving in under my ass, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right.
I'm creasing, I need setting powder.
I know, right? So it looks like she's going in and doing the typical 3.
Sorry, there was 2 things there and we picked up one.
There's also a dog crying.
We ignore that. I usually use like a big brush to bronze with, but since she's like contouring, I'm gonna go in with like a smaller one.
I usually don't contour. I usually just bronze a little, if I ever do. I have a baby face, and I just usually don't like how contouring looks on me. Let's see. So what I usually, here, I should look at the camera while I talk. What I usually like to do is I go in with a brush like this. This is the Real Techniques contour brush. It's literally for contouring. And I set out the line. So we're giving you our makeup tutorial too, while following this tutorial. I told her before we started, I'm like, we should follow him doing someone else's tutorial. Just have a tutorial section.
I'm not doing anything that I usually do, so if this turns out bad, don't come for me.
I hope that caught on camera.
I think she farted.
Oh, I know I farted. Oh yeah, this looks like shit.
Right now, I'm just gonna like line this out, and it's gonna look like pure hot garbage.
That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so then I usually go in with a bigger brush. This is the buffing brush, so, and then I just like buff it out. I usually do it.
I just want to set. I just want to set. Just
Oh, this looks like
hot doo-doo. This
looks really warm on one side. On like this side, you can see right here, like a, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but there's this big chunk of bronze.
Alright, I'm gonna go how I usually do. I take a big brush and I tap it in, tap it off, and I'm gonna just severely blend that out. Just blend it like you're angry.
Just beat the hell out of it. And I usually just don't even take my time on makeup. She takes her time and actually cares. I am a lazy bitch. I'll admit it.
Wish I had a headband.
Do you want to borrow my little kitty headband?
I mean, if you're not gonna use it, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
The next step is setting powder, so if you want to...
I'm going to move on to setting powder. The one I usually use, Tati suggested this to me, and I've been loving it ever since. It is the Coty Airspun one. I will warn you, this is a dusty bitch. You open it, close it, powder's going to go everywhere. Do not be like me and wear black while doing this, because every single time I do my makeup, I wear a black shirt and it gets everywhere. So, I never learned. I'll show you. It smells like a grandma too.
It smells like our literal grandmother.
Yes, everywhere. And most people like dump it in the lid. I just got it everywhere.
I think I'm gonna say I'm happy with this bronze.
It looks good. You buffed it out pretty good. I will say there's a little tiny spot right there.
It's also partially in my hair.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna set now too. And before I do that, I'm gonna go back in with my sponge and kind of tap out this creasing.
So what I usually use for setting sponge is I use this one. It's Real Techniques, and I use this fat end because I can squeeze it tight and just get right into the eye. But you can also, because I got this with that black sponge, I have the Real Techniques point brushes in L and XL, and you can use either one. I also use this big one to just dust it all off after setting. You're about to see a ghost with how much I set. I set like crazy.
What I like to do is take this hand-me-down Real Techniques brush from my cousin.
I don't even think that's Real Techniques.
Whatever it is, she fucking gave it to me.
TJ Maxx.
I like the shape of it for setting my under eye, so that's what I do.
I like set. The thing is, my mom thinks it's really funny when I call it baking. She's like, why do you call it baking? She just doesn't seem to understand that. I've explained it to her, like the concept of the heat of your face is like helping your makeup stay. And we haven't seen how much she sets, but I'm gonna guarantee you she sets right here too, because that's where they always set.
Did they do nose contour?
I have no nose. Just like Jeffree, I too am new. Man, that powder got everywhere. This is why I prefer using it at home, because I can make a mess. And
we are at our grandma's house.
Because I live in an apartment with a bathroom the size of a Japanese apartment. So, and then we're just gonna let that set for a little bit. So
I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this contour on my nose. Okay. Mirror I'm using. You wanna turn that video back on and see the next step?
Sure. By the way, we are cousins, but I have known her since birth, and so we are like more sisters. You started getting into makeup, what, a year ago?
I started getting like really into it probably 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, she started getting really heavy into it a little while ago. I started getting really heavy into makeup, I think, once I started working at TJ Maxx, or a little bit before.
I've always like worn makeup, like in high school and stuff, but I would usually just do foundation, no powder, and then do a dark shadow here, light shadow here, and then put on a wing liner, and that's it.
I didn't even do wing liner. All I did was literally take my finger, put it in like a bright green eyeshadow, rub it all over my lid, and then put a little bit of powder on. That's my makeup look until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, wing liner was the only like good makeup thing I could do, so I'd like show it off whenever I could.
I suck at wing liner. Y'all gonna see that today.
We reined in that nose a little bit.
I think I'm gonna actually carve out my nose just a tiny, tiny bit. Because I'm pretty sure they did. I can see that they did nose contour just in the thumbnail. I wish I had Jeffree's face structure. I know he always jokes like, oh, I look like an alien. It's like, girl.
I wish I had his fucking lips.
Well, you can buy those.
I could, but well, my fiance let me. I'm just kidding.
Girl, you do you. The only thing I want is new teeth. Jeffree, me and you, we sisters, because we both got fucked up teeth. Only you fixed yours. You go, honey.
My teeth are okay.
She's got pretty teeth. She's got really nice teeth. Girl, I like your teeth.
I'm looking.
Keep that in the video, future Katie.
So to set my face, I'm using an e.l.f. powder that I don't know what it is, but I'm using it. So I'm using the powder puff that came with it because Nikki Tutorials tells me to.
I am using I'm pretty sure I said this, the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. It's got antioxidant rich matte rose petal finish. I don't know what the fuck that means. And this is light medium.
Alright, so we watched ahead in the video and we're just gonna try to do like our own interpretations of the look that
We're gonna try and copy
she
it.
did. Well, we don't have the same palettes obviously, so we're not gonna use the exact same colors, but
And we don't have 600 hours of battery life on, or like recording space on it.
so the first thing that she did on Jeffree was kind of take a darker orange shade and wing it out in the crease, and then like the darker red in the androgyny, right? And sort of created like a halo, and then took like the gold shade and put it in the center. So that's kind of what we will both be doing.
I totally understand what that meant. And so I don't have any orangey shades. I have the Bloodthirsty palette and the Thirsty palette, or the Blood Sugar palette. I'm just thirsty. And just Peachy Mattes doesn't have shit in it.
If you want to dip into my oranges,
Pretty sure. I'm gonna dip into hers. She's got the James Charles.
I'm going to show like what I'm going to do. I'm going to take probably this bright orange here and kind of mix it in with this like darker orange. I'll tell you the shade names in 0.5 seconds. They are upside down. 518 and Code James is kind of what I'm going to mix together.
And not that I'm not trying to follow what she's doing, but I'm just going to try the orange, see how that works out for me. I'm going to take the base shadow brush from Real Techniques and dip into her little 518, or whatever the shade is.
Yep, 518. And we did prime off camera. They did brows on Jeffree, but we don't really use brow products.
I have literally 0 brow products. I am blessed with very thick brows. I want Shane to get into the makeup industry big time. Like actually make beauty tutorials and be like, hey guys, today I'm gonna turn myself into a pig.
I just found out he did a video with Nikki last year. It's so
funny. Shane Dawson, if you see this, please come to Kansas. I'd love to collaborate or just meet you. I think I did good with the orange base. I did. So we have to wing it out?
Okay. Wing it out. Wong it?
Winged it.
See, obviously looking at the two of us, we have very different styles of makeup from each other because I go dark, blown out.
And I like very neutral looking stuff.
Yeah, so.
I think I'm just used to doing my makeup for work, and so I'm like, I can't be too crazy.
So we're gonna do the red and then come back for the gold because it's gonna take us too long to blend. So we'll be right back.
Shane Dawson, if you want to buy us a new camera and sponsor us, please. Just kidding.
All right, everyone.
We have done the red part of it. I just want to say, Jeffree, I don't have the same eye shape as you. I'm sorry.
I look so washed out. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So I want to say for the record, this is probably the best I can get it blended.
I'm going to tell you the colors I used for the red, which is a combination of literally.
Thank you, James.
And Shook. No, wait, that's the wrong one. Boutique. It's just like the really poppin' red shade mixed with like a little bit of a brownish burgundy to get that dark look, which is what I think they were kind of going for in that.
I tried the best I could with my palette, but I used Prick to get it red, then cherry soda, then fresh meat and blood sugar in the blood sugar palette.
Yeah, so now
I did my best.
Don't mind me, just I'm gonna try to even that out. But I'll keep talking. And now she took onto his eyes a gold in the center, from the Androgyny, and hit it with some setting spray so it really intensified in the center of that eye. So we're gonna do golds of our own, how we prefer to do our golds.
And I'm gonna borrow setting spray from her because your girl don't have setting spray, period. So do you, now you're gonna see how incompetent I am. Do you just spray it on and then dip it?
Dip it, I usually dip it first because then it doesn't get into my palette.
True. Do you think Filthy Rich is a good match for it? It was like a light gold, I think.
I was gonna use Wig from the James Charles, which is kind of a darker gold,
think
but not the darkest.
I think this is the closest I'm gonna get.
I would maybe take that with a little bit of that one.
Yeah, put it on top of it afterwards. Okay.
So I'm gonna take a concealer brush and dip it into Wig.
I used the Thirsty palette and I dipped it into Filthy Rich first.
And then we're just gonna wet that little guy. Maybe I should have done that the other way. Where's my mirror?
Don't comment that my mouth is open, please. I'm sorry. I'm dipping it right back into my palette after using setting spray because the bitch don't care. And she's trying to do like a halo thing where you do the thing in the middle, but I don't have that eye shape. I'm sorry.
I always suck at halo eyes. I don't know why, but it's just the one thing like I can't do.
There's a lot of things makeup-wise I can't do. Like, look at this. Look at this.
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah. Girl, I understand.
Alright. Maybe let me use like, that's what I did. I'm gonna repeat that on the other eye.
So then, because it's a little bit of a deeper gold, I'm gonna go into Lick as well. Same brush. I'm not gonna switch brushes. I'm not living that life. Just to darken it a little bit.
So I'm gonna go back into Literally and Boutique. Oh my god, I was fucking shade off on the red. The red is You're Kidding in Boutique. I'm sorry, everyone.
And I'm just gonna use the powder that's already there on my eye and just blend it. This is how my eye look is so far. Like I said, I don't have the eye shape, I think, for Halo. I'm also sitting on a tall chair, so I'm sorry if all you see is like my flat chest and my mouth. So, my mouth is the biggest part of me.
He's not kidding.
So we did the eyes, everything. Now we're gonna tighten the waterline with a white eyeliner. I don't have one. So
Do you want to share eye germs or?
I don't care, honestly.
Cool, I'll use mine out.
I don't have any white eyeshadows either, so.
For the waterline, I like to use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. Obviously white. And what I like about how Jeffree does it is he'll take his beauty blender and he'll pull that sucker down.
To avoid wrinkles.
And I'm gonna get real close to the mirror, so don't mind me.
And so, just so I don't share a lot of germs, I will go in with the Real Techniques fine liner brush. Just take it off of there. And if I have to go back in again, I might get another one of my Real Techniques brushes and put it in.
And I don't think this is necessary, but I'm gonna take my white shadow from James called Flashback and kind of put it over that white liner.
Okay, so then we just watched the rest of the video. She does mascara before she does eyeliner because she's nuts. So I'm going to use the MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash. I got it in Ipsy or Birchbox and I fell in love with it and I'm mad, but it's $24 retail. And it's my favorite mascara.
And I used CoverGirl Clump Crusher.
Man, this powder foundation really got right all on my nose hairs and just made sure they came out right today.
I fucked up everything. Me too. That looks like I cried. Well, good thing we're just wearing this to take it off.
Yeah, like we're gonna do a different makeup look like right after this.
So we're gonna just keep going. She did blush.
And then she did highlighter and then she did a nude lip.
Oh, sorry, eyeliner, blush, highlighter, lip. And then we'll just keep talking when we do that stuff. I'm gonna catch up with you at the end. I mean, we're here now, but we'll talk about the makeup at the end.
And we'll give you full detailed close-up looks.
And she didn't do a wing liner. Should I do one anyway? Because I want to.
Sure, go ahead.
You know how I love me a wing liner. Winged out to the heavens.
I know this is like a following a tutorial, but live your life.
We are loosely following. We did the colors.
We're doing it for views.
Blush, I'm using Naked Urban Decay Cherry.
I was so pumped for that launch, and then there's
Here's
just
what it looks like. I like the highlights in here too, but I mostly use the blush because right now it's my only blush. Don't come at me.
ooh, that really caked it up.
I'm gonna take this actually and mix it with like that same dark color I used on my eyes, because I want sort of like a darker blush.
Sometimes if I get a little too chunky in my mascara, I'll show you guys a little tip. Actually, I don't have the thing, so never mind. I take this like brow brush and it's like metal and everything, and I just comb through. So yeah, this is the finished look for me. Fucked it up bad.
Here.
Take it. Here's my glamour shot. But the nude lip, I don't think matches the eye very well. If you're gonna do a bold eye look, do a bold lip look with it, because it just doesn't I don't know. Just doesn't match well for me.
Alright. Hi. Let's see. Here's my finished look. My highlighter is wet as hell. I used the Naked Cherry, and then for highlight I used the shade Face in the James Charles palette. Oh, and for the blush I added in the shade Boutique, which I also use on my eyes. So, and then the lips are Jeffree Star Cosmetics, Can't Relate. And then I put the e.l.f. lip lacquer. I pressed a button. Sorry for this terrible camera work. I put the e.l.f. lip lacquer on top of it, just the clear stuff, just put a little glossy.
It looks nice.
So, there's that finished look.
And so, yeah, sorry that we butchered your look, Jeffree. If you want more of this kind of content, just comment below on anything that you want us to do, any kind of challenges, any kind of makeup looks or something like that.
Just like if you enjoyed the video and you want to see us do more.
Smash that motherfucking like button, bitch.
Why did my speaker drop the beat right when you were like that?
It knows.
Alright, thanks for watching.
Bye!